If you want to learn how anyone can create a custom killer glass design like this, you definitely want to watch till the end. Alright guys, so the first thing you want to do is head over to Kittl, that's Kittl.com, and we're going to go ahead and start a brand new project. Actually, we're not going to start a project yet, we're just going to go ahead and check out some of the templates. You can easily search through all of the templates here to find something that works or that looks like it's something that you want to edit. We're going to just type in, let's say, cup wrap. Now, I wish they had a lot of templates that were already pre-made for cups, but they don't. So we're just gonna go ahead and browse some of these designs. A lot of these are coffee-inspired coffee designs, and we're going to find one that is going to work for what we're trying to do. So as you guys can see, this is the design that we're gonna use. Let's go ahead and click on it. All right, now that the design is loaded up, it says Black Cat Coffee, discover the miracle in every tap. Let's say you want to edit this text right here and say only the potent stuff. All right, so that's the text that we're going to use. You can just click out of it and it'll just put it like that. I'm happy with the way it looks. Now, generally, this is a trick that I just learned here from Kittl. Most of the time, these are going to be something that I have learned. If you're normal or you're new to Kittl, you would just basically go to the layers, you would open this up, expand everything, and then you would just remove the background to see what you're going to be printing here. And in this case, I want the white text. I don't want any of the black here because I don't want that to transfer. I'm basically doing a black knockout in Kittl. And so I don't want any of the black. So it's really, normally it would be difficult to remove. If you click hide on the black, it hides all the black outlines here. That's not gonna work. You can't even change the color. That's also not going to work. So the trick here is actually to click on this eraser tool. And when you click on this eraser tool, you're gonna wanna go ahead and rasterize this. This is also important for printing UV DTF because you definitely want a 300 dpi vector images. You want it nice and sharp so that when we print these UV transfers, it gets nicely varnished because it is a high quality artwork. So that's important. So once it is done rasterizing, go ahead and click on done. If you need to erase anything, you can go ahead and click on the eraser tool and start erasing anything there. But now that it's rastered, you're gonna get these options on the side here, which is going to be some of their AI tools. Again, the beauty of it is you zoom in all the way. Now that it is a raster, it is nice and sharp. All the details are very, very crisp. You can't upscale it at this point. You can try. You see that it is too large to upscale. And so what we're going to do is we're going to hit vectorize, and we're gonna separate this into two colors because there's black as well as white. So hit the vectorize, and it only takes a few moments. All right, so now that it is vectorized, I did change the artwork just a little bit. It looks a bit more bold, but now you're able to actually edit these colors. It's basically color separated. So you can go to here into the illustration colors, and then I'm just gonna hide the color, and boom, there you go. All the black is gone, yet all the white text is still there. It's not completely white, so I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna make it nice and white. See if I change the color here, you'll see the inverted colorness. But let's go ahead and make it all solid white so that it is going to print the way that I want it to print. All right, so now that you have this part of everything set up, now it's time to export. So you can go ahead and click download, and we're gonna of course want this at 300 dpi resolution. And we're gonna always wanna use inches here. And I'm going to do a 4-inch design. There is some white space here, so I'm going to actually do like 4 1/4, or let's do this. Yeah, I'm gonna do a 4 1/4 to compensate for that. Remove the background and hit download. Now what you're gonna wanna do is head over to Transfer Superstars. Again, we print not only regular DTF transfers, but we also do UV DTF transfers. So again, keep us in mind if you need any of our services. Here is the UV DTF gang sheet builder. I'm gonna choose the gang sheet builder of my choice. I'm gonna use the minimum sheet, and then you're gonna start a brand new gang sheet. You're gonna go ahead and upload the image. This is the image that we're printing here. Populate it here, and you're gonna see that it actually is at 3.48. Because there are some white space here, that's why it did what it did. I'm gonna wanna print this at 4 inches. But as you see, once I resize this, it turns from optimal to only good resolution. You can try this if you want to, but in my opinion, I'm gonna go ahead and resize and make this bigger. Just because I want a high quality image, I want maximum resolution here. I'm just gonna go ahead and do 10 inches right off the bat, and then I'm gonna go ahead and bring it back in here, and then I'm going to reload the the newer file. And this is gonna be a higher resolution, so you're gonna get a better detailed print. So now that it's here, let's go ahead and load it onto the artboard. It is at 8.18. I'm going to move it at 4 inches. Let's do actually 3.5. I don't quite want 4 inches, so 3.5 would be perfect. And then at this point, you can just go ahead and duplicate this sheet like so. So out of our smallest 22 by 12 inch gang sheet, I'm actually able to get 15 of these cups. So that's a pretty good amount of cups that you're gonna be able to make from this. So now that it's all set, go ahead and save, add it to cart. You can name this Black Cat UV DTF cup wrap. And I always like to date things, so you can always do it like that, so that you can always refer back to it and reorder if that's what you want. Go ahead and do a quick checkout. It takes us normally about 2 days to get this printed and shipped out to you guys. We can ship anywhere in the United States. Let's go ahead and take a look at how the transfers look. All right guys, so we got our UV DTF transfer. This is how it looks here. It's all white, but you're gonna be able to see this once we get it on the glass. Let's go and take a look at the other things that we're gonna be using. I got some masking or glue tape. I've got my clear glass that we're gonna be decorating. I've got a squeegee that we'll be using. You wanna make sure you've got a felt siding on this as well. I've got one of our matte finishing sheets here, or you can use a piece of paper, whatever needs to help you out with. We've got a roller system tool here. This is from Ontario. I'll have a link below. This is actually the second time using this, so I may make some mistakes, but I'll show you guys what this is all about and how I'm using this to help out with our UV alignment. And it does have a laser system to help get things in place. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get this done. Now let's go ahead and get our cup lined up. I just made some basic markers here so that I can easily get to this point. And I actually measured this right here so that it perfectly sits here. And if I measure at 2.5 inches from here, it is centered. So let's go ahead and take this matte sheet that I have, and I'm just going to go ahead and roll it up a bit so that I can slip it into the cup and let it automatically expand. This way I can see the laser, because without it, this is what you get and it's not really usable. So let's go ahead and turn this off, or we don't really need to turn it off, but let's slide this back in and let's go and get to the midpoint. So I'm gonna go ahead and line this right here, bring this up front. 2.5 inches is where I already predetermined the center point is going to be at. So all I need at this point is to take the transfer. I can go ahead and align it and place it down. Now the good thing about this design is it's really easy to tell where the center is, because I'm just going to go ahead and use the cat's nose as the center point. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a piece of tape. Now I have seen folks do this without the tape, but I'm not as great with aligning things with my hands all the time, so I'm just going to go ahead and dumb it down and use a piece of tape to help hold it in place. So let's go ahead and match up that that nose to make sure it's aligned. Go ahead and tape it down. All right, now that this is here, I don't need the laser at this point. I'm just going to go ahead and remove it so that you guys can have a better view of this. and I'm just going ahead and peel the transfer back. Now what I'm doing here is I'm going to give it some stretch, and then I'm going to go ahead and slowly roll it like so. I'm going to go ahead and use my squeegee. You want to make sure that you go through everything very, very well. Now I'm going to flip this around because I do want to use this other side just to make sure I top everything off. And this is especially important when you're dealing with black knockouts like what we have here. If it's more of a solid piece, it would be easier to do, but I'm just spending a little bit more time and going through each one. Now, my suggestion at this point is if you're doing a bunch of them, I would actually leave this, let it cure onto the side, and then peel it in 24 hours. But if you're going to do one at a time, we're going to go ahead and peel it and just let it cure before you do any wash to it. All right, now that everything is squeegeed down, we're going to go ahead and remove this carefully. So let's start off by removing the area with the tape. You can actually go any direction. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn this so that it's more comfortable for me, but you always want to carefully pull this. You don't want to pull it up. You also want to pull it sideways. So let's go ahead and slowly expose the transfer. At any point, if any part is very tiny, like these little words here, I would definitely spend a little bit more time in making sure that it seals. And it's especially crucial when you're dealing with an artwork like this again, where you're completely doing half knockouts, where there's not a lot of solid standing objects. Every letter is crucial, so just take the time to carefully peel. All right, there you go, all the letters are through. Now let's slowly get to the little details on the cup. Now the cat. All right, let's take this out. Let's take this here. Look at that. Now let's go ahead and put some coffee so I can show you the effect that we were trying to go for. All right, there you have it, guys. We've shown you how easy and fun it is to create UV DTF decals using Kittl and our UV DTF transfers. But don't stop here. We've got even more creative tutorials waiting for you guys. So make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe buttons to stay tuned for the next latest projects that we'll be working on. And if you guys have anything that you guys want us to touch on, make sure you guys leave it in the comment below. We'd love to hear from you guys. My name is Phil, and I'll catch you guys on that next one.